Hello guys, welcome to this video. In today's video, I will be making a tier list for defensive immortals. This tier list is based off my opinion and my observation of the current meta. So this tier list will be the closest to the meta as much as possible. Let's go take a look at the tier list. I already set up the tier list for the C, B, and A tier. The C tier is basically for collectible, but per call I haven't have an experience or I haven't fought against it, so I would just put it at C tier for now. And if by the next patch, if he become more available and his artifact as well, I might change him then. But for now, he's a C tier. As a B tier, he's very niche as well. It's very difficult to make a team around them, and for me, it's not a really good immortal to pick for your team. So in B tier, I picked Julius Caesar and Toyotomi. For A tier, are good immortals that can be used from the early game, mid game, and late game. They will all do well. So although some of them, such as Richard, I think he is doing much better at the early game and mid game, but falls off quite fast in the late game. So I would rank him here as a number 4, number 5 in the A tier. As for El Cid, I think he's very good in a very specific setup, and he's good against the hybrid march, the physical march, of course, but in the current meta, you meet people that have 3 skills, so I think he falls off a little bit there. Ragnar, I think he's just a support for Merlin. He's tanky, he's pretty good in what he does. That's why I put him there. Although some of people would probably put in the B tier, but I think if you are running the Water March, Ragnar is a must-have immortal. Tokugawa, in my opinion, should be an S tier, but due to his artifact, is very difficult to obtain. I think he should be an A tier. He's good. He's basically very similar to Charles, but he has some debuff skills along with his ultimate, and his energy regen is very good as well. So if his EA become more available and easier to obtain, I would definitely put him as a S tier, but not the best S tier. Same thing with Trajan as well. I think he's really good in the Fire March, but outside of the Fire March, I don't think he fits in with other immortals. The Fire March is very strong, it's quite cheap, and if you have 3 skills, he will become very strong. So I think if his immortal will become available, or sorry, his EA will become easier to obtain, I think he will be between S and A tier. It really depends. So let's go for the S tier. The first immortal here, I would put Bjorn. Bjorn is a very good tank immortal, and he has a very good debuff that the enemy take another 15 or 15, I think, 20% extra damage increase. So I think this is very good immortal, very good in the shadow, very good in the physical team. If you have like an Alex, Björn, Himiko, and Theodora, I think that is a good combination for the late game. Of course, it's not the best one, but it's a very good one for you that wants something different. As for the next one, I would put Yushinshin. The reason why he is there where he is right now, I think, is because he's in the current meta, especially for the defensive meta where you are supposed to, or where you want to tank or defend your castle. He's one of the best defender out there. He might lack in, or his team composition might lack like a damage as a frontliner, but if he is put in a team with Charles, Yishenshin, Theodora, either Fufei or Himiko, I think that is one of the best defensive team you can get in game right now. So even without EA, I think he's doing good. And if he has an EA, I think he will do very, very well. Same thing for Charles. Charles has been one of the best tank or defensive immortal in game since basically the beginning of the game. I've experienced or I've used him for 3 years. I think he's one of the best tank, the most reliable tank you can have in this game. He's very flexible. He can go into several march, several elements as well. Um, and his EA is really, really easy to get. You can grind that and you can max that out really, really quick. Or if you take your time, you can do that. But in my opinion, if both of these two immortals has EA, I would put Yishinshin above Charles because of the current meta and his energy speed regen. And of course his artifact that, you know, I think it gives a better buff to his ultimate than what his Charles EA does for his ultimate. As for the S tier, I would definitely go for Athena. Absolutely like the best tank in the game. He has skill of Theodora and he can counter basically every tank in this game. It's really difficult to beat her. It's basically Charles, Yishenshin, and Theodora on steroids, in my opinion. It's really, 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 really difficult to take her down. So yeah, I don't know. There's nothing to say about her. I think people should know by now that have played this game for a while that Athena is just another level. As for Anubis, I don't know where to put him because he's new immortal. Very few has him, and although I fought against him in arena before, like somebody already have him in my server, so you know, from what I fought against, or from when I fought against him, I didn't see anything, wow yet, but the game might optimize him to become even better. I think I had to fight him even more times to be able to determine if he is the S plus tier or S tier. For now, from when I fought him, I think he was doing okay. He wasn't doing something special. So I would put him in the S tier just because he's chaos. I don't know a lot about him. I hope to fight him even more in the future so I can, you know, give you a good round review about Anubis. So yeah, this is my tier list for the defensive immortals. Of course, you guys might disagree on something, and that's fine. Please give me a comment so I know what you guys disagree on and which tier list should some of the immortals should be on. So yeah, this is my opinion. I hope you liked it, and thank you for watching. See you again in the next tier list video.